Yo, what up everybody? Welcome back to the Needing Art channel, giving you everything you need when it comes to MMA, posters, artwork, all of that. Today I'm going to try to whip up a UFC 281 poster inspired by the official poster. Kind of taking the same placement and showing you how you can whip up something real quick. So let's see what we can come up with and how quickly, that's not even a word, how quickly we can do it. All right, let's get going. First you want to go to File, New, and then we're going to make this at 1108 by 1600. Wham, bam. Here's the OG official poster. Kind of odd text placement. Here's some of the images, stock images from Unsplash. And yeah, so the first one I'm going to use is this one. And I have no clue where I'm going with this yet, so we'll just kind of play it by ear. So as you can see, their placement on this poster is kind of like Israel Adesanya's right here. So we're going to need to go to Edit, Free Transform, and kind of just make this, size this down so it's pretty close. That's close enough. Like I'm not gonna try to go crazy with it or anything. So get rid of Izzy and then bring Pereira, I think that's how you say his name, and just place him right here. Free transform until his head's like the same size as Izzy's. That's fine. I'll keep that like right there. See if they're, well, he's like more in the middle there. They're like lined up like that. Just keep it like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on Pereira and then shift click on Izzy, and I'm gonna hit Control G and put them into a group, and we'll just name this Izzy and Alex. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a layer mask, and I'm gonna grab my gradient tool, make sure my color is black. Wham, bam, thank you ma'am. Then I'm gonna pull up like this. Always pull up, never pull out is what my mom, not my mom, I think my dad told me. Nobody told me that. I'm just messing with you guys. All right, so we're gonna keep doing that until it looks the way I want it to look. And yeah, I'm gonna rock with it like that for now. Next, we wanna grab Carla Esparza. So we got Carla. She's gonna get molly-whopped, in my opinion, tomorrow night at UFC 281. She is going to get an ass whooping. I think she's gonna get KO'd in the first or second round. But you know, I'm always wrong when it comes to MMA because I'm apparently not as smart as I wish that I was. So we can get rid of that. Oh yeah, shout out. We need to grab Weili Zhang. Shout out to the person that commented. I blocked you, by the way, and deleted it. Commented on my last video, or my last UFC video, and said stop being boring. Like, first of all, you had no pictures, you had no followers, no subscribers, and you're hating while I'm trying to give back to the people. I'm not here trying to be some influencer. I'm actually trying to help people. So stop being a loser, and maybe you'll get somewhere in life. Probably not, though. Probably still commenting on videos, hating. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. We got Weili, we got Carla. Now let's bring Poirier and Chandler. So let's go ahead and resize him. Remember, we're edit free transforming all these. We can hit Control T if you're on a PC. I don't know what it is on Mac because I do not have a Mac. So I'm just resizing these to kind of get that same placement. I might need to make Weili and Carla just slightly smaller. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll place them like right here, and then I'll make Weili just a little bit smaller. Yeah. Now we need to grab Chandler and bring him in there, and free transform him. What up, dang? What up, Weili Zhang? I have no clue who's gonna win between Poirier and Chandler. Like, they're both pretty chinny at this point. Chandler definitely has more wear and tear than Poirier, but Chandler hits really hard. I think Chandler's gonna knock him out though in the first round, unfortunately. These two dudes need to be a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna select them and hit Control T, and just, that's about right there. And same as we did with Alex and Izzy, I'm gonna place shift control and place Zhang and Carla, so I'm gonna just name that Zhang and Carla. And then I'm just gonna create a layer mask, and I'm gonna grab that gradient tool and just go bam, bam, until it looks the way that I want it to look. Weili's got a little too much missing, so I'm gonna grab my soft round brush and make sure my color is white, and then just kind of come over here like that, and yeah, do it like that. So we got Poirier, we got Chandler looking like they're about to kiss, and I'm just going to convert them to a smart object, convert to smart object, and I'm going to go into these groups and convert these to smart objects, and we'll mess with effects later, but what I'm going to do now is some like color adjustment type stuff, and then we'll go from there. So these two dudes can go in a group, and we'll name that Dustin and Mike. Now I'm going to go to my gradient map tool, and I'm going to clip this to them, and I'm going to try to find some colors, maybe pastels. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this yet. Like, we're just playing this by ear. So maybe we can do some purples. We might need to like reverse this or something, but yeah, still messing around with this. I quite like this one, so let's try reverse. I don't know. F it. We're gonna go with this one. And then we're just gonna adjust it like so. Maybe I'll make this a little darker. Yeah, I'll make that a little darker, and maybe we can make this like that yellowish orange color they got down there. I don't know, maybe make it brighter, and maybe move that over some. It's all about that hard work. And then click here, and then we can get this a more pink color, but not like super pink. So like I'm rocking with that for now, but I might like lower the opacity or something, like 75%. So let's try to duplicate this, and let's try to clip this to Carla and Weili, and then let's duplicate this, and let's put this on Izzy and Pereira. And for Izzy and Pereira, I'm gonna double click right here, and I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna change this to like that green color right there. Actually no, I clicked the wrong one, my bad. We'll click here for that green color, and we'll bring it down so it's like that, and we'll just go ahead and keep that like that. And for Carla and Weili, we'll click this gradient, and we will mess with this pink a little bit, and we'll try to get some blue if at all possible, and like try to get that a little bit darker blue. Yeah, I liked that. I keep saying we're just gonna have to deal with that. No post editing or nothing like that. So that's our basic layout that we have going for us. Now we're gonna go to filter, camera raw filter for Izzy, and I'm just gonna knock this out of the park and bring this up and bring this up. Some contrast, highlights, maybe bring the vibrance down, add some shadows, and maybe a little bit of the curve, and then we're just gonna see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate Izzy, and I'm going to drag this smart filter to Pereira, and then delete that Izzy, and then I'm going to duplicate this Pereira, and I'm going to bring him and put him inside this Zhang and Carla group, and I'm going to duplicate him again, and I'm going to drag this smart filter to Zhang, and same thing here. I'm going to drag this to Carla, and then I'm going to delete both of those Pereiras, and then I'm going to duplicate Zhang, and I'm going to put her in the Dustin and Mike group, and I'm going to duplicate her again, and I'm going to drag this here, and then the same with this Zhang, drag that there, and then we're done with all of that. What I need to do now is I need to go to all these gradient map tools, and I need to, or gradient map layers, and I need to grab a soft round brush and make sure everything's maxed out at 100%. And I'm going to zoom in, and I'm just going to erase the eyes, except I'm on the wrong layer. So what I need to do is, Jesus Christ, I need to come in here and zoom in and just knock their eyes out. Knock their eyes out like I'm a fighter or something. So I'm going to come up here, and Chandler doesn't have much of his eyes showing. That's okay. But yeah, that's all right. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for Zhang and Carla, and we're just gonna go boom, 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 and boom, boom, boom. We're basically erasing that, but with a layer mask you can always go back and fix it if you want to, if you need to. And now we need to do the same thing for Izzy and Alex Pereira. So we're gonna need to make our brush size a little bit bigger. To do that, you can click the brackets for your hotkeys. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm not a very good teacher. Yeah, so let's grab this one. Bam. Wham, bam. And we're gonna zoom out. It's looking pretty whack so far. So let's go back to our stocks from Unsplash, and we have this one here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to resize it a bit. So let's do like 2200 here, and I'm going to drag this over here and try to get it so we have both of those colors. And let's just play around with this a little bit to see what we like, what we don't like. I like the color dodge, and that's probably what I'll just end up using, is that color dodge right there. Either screen or linear dodge is working best. So I like the linear dodge a bit more, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a layer mask, and I'm going to grab the soft round brush, and I'm going to paint where I don't want this to be. So like I don't want this like on his face, but like the rest of it can stick. Like I don't want it on Carla's face, I don't want it on Poirier's face, I don't want it on Zhang's face, and like it's okay if it's like on their forehead. I think that's fine, I don't care. And then next I'm gonna grab this one, and for this one we can drop this to like 2000, and I'm gonna bring this here, sit this in the middle here, and remember, this is supposed to be inspired by the original. I'm not like trying to rip it off, I'm just trying to show you like how you can do that placement while coming up with something fresh. It's inspired by, I see a lot of you guys stealing stuff, and definitely not cool. Definitely you will get sued for that if you ever do some paid work that pops off. What I want to do here is I want to invert this, or no, sorry, I want to go to image, hue, saturation, and bring this down, and then I want to bring the levels up on this. I'm going to bring the whites up and bring the grays down, but bring the lights up, and I don't know where I'm going with this yet, so I might not even use it, but just trying to figure out what the best route is. I do like the soft light, so I'll bring the opacity down a little bit, and the overlay, soft light and overlay, I'll bring this down. I do like it, but what I want to do is I want to erase some of it. So I'm going to create a layer mask yet again, and this time I want to use like a brush. So let's use like a dust brush. Use this one, and we'll just paint over Izzy's face slightly, trying to make this like an intergalactic type dealio. It's not a word you hear every day, is it? Just paint over their faces. And this is kind of, this poster's like pretty convoluted, which that's okay. Like, It's all right. We're trying to make something for you guys. And so we have this, and then the colors are cool. I really like the colors. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the text. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab my type tool and change my color to white and make sure my kerning is at 0. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use, let's just use Russo. Use Russo 1. And I'm going to type Adesanya. And then I'm going to make this bigger. And I'm going to bring this over here. It needs to be smaller, but it's going to be like here. I'm going to duplicate this Adesanya, and then I'm going to type Pereira. P-E-R. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. There we go. I'm going to zoom in to tighten all this up. And I'm going to zoom in some more because it's not letting me tighten it up the way I want it to be tightened up. Okay, we got that. And then I'm going to grab the same text because that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to use the fake italics, and I'm going to make this smaller and bring that here. And then I'm going to grab the rectangular tool, and I'm going to bring this here, place it under there, and I'm going to make it like a gold color. We can just click that. So we got that. Now what I need to do is I need to type world middleweight. I spelled world wrong. I spelled world wrong. I promise you, I do know how to spell and talk and stuff like that, but as a motorcycle zooms past my office. And then we want to go back to this layer and type championship. And what I'll do is I'll drop this to like 14, and I'm going to zoom in and bring this up here and see if it's how I want it to be. If it's not, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate all this text, put this in a group, and I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to move that to the middle. I do not like this text placement at all, as you hear the dogs barking. Yeah, but that's what dogs are going to do. I do not like this text placement at all on their behalf, but we're just trying to, do something similar. So we typed in Esparza. Now we need to type in Zhang and move that here. We can move the versus right there in the middle, and then for the world middleweight, it's going to be the world strawweight. And so, yeah, we just need to move that over a bit, and then we can go back to duplicating the original text with Adesanya and Poirier, but it does look like for Adesanya they did some funky, or Poirier, they did some funky stuff. We're not gonna do that. Poirier, actually, you know what, F it, let's do it like that. So I'm gonna grab that versus as the dogs continue to bark, and we'll bring that versus up here, and then we'll go ahead and type for Pereira, we'll type Chandler, and we'll move this Chandler over here, but the versus rectangle is just gonna be white because it's not a championship fight, and we will just type lightweight bout, and then that's gonna go in the middle like that, and then we're gonna zoom out, and we're gonna grab the Izzy text, and we're gonna move that over to the left, and then the Zhang text is gonna be, the Zhang text is gonna be in the middle. We probably should be naming these, but I do not care enough to do that, so yeah. And then I'm gonna make these all a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna hit Control T and just a little bit smaller. So we have our text. Now I'm gonna put these in one master group, and I'm gonna go to blending options, drop shadow, and that's way too crazy. So what we're gonna do is just tone all this down. There doesn't need to really be any distance, and so yeah, I might not use this at all. We might rock with it like that, just a tad bit. And so we have our text for the most part. Zoom in, see what it looks like. We could go like what we could do for this is we could go to Izzy and Pereira, and we could grab like this brush right here, and we could like paint, make our brush bigger, and we could like paint right here to bring more of this text out a little bit. Same with Esparza and same with Chandler, so like our text is more revealing. And now what we could do is we could just come over here and steal this. So we grab our marquee rectangular tool, we cut that out, and we cut that out, and then we cut this part out because this part doesn't need to be there. So we can delete that, come over here, bring this over here to the center, and just center that, and we can go back. So we can hide that now, hide the text. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit Shift Control Alt and E, and I'm gonna convert that to a smart object. I'm gonna go to Camera Raw Filter, and I'm going to, first things first, move this over a little bit. Move this over a bit more, and I'm gonna bring up the clarity and bring up the contrast. Take up the highlights, but maybe mess with the shadows a little bit. Yeah, blacks a little bit, and then add some sharpening, some grain, and then I'm gonna hit OK, and then I'm gonna go back to filter, Camera Raw Filter, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna go to modern. And we're gonna click this right here, but then I'm gonna click right here and I'm gonna drop this to 65, and then I'm gonna drop this overall to 75, and then I'm gonna click here, and then we are pretty much done. That's how you do it. I think it was under 30 minutes, nothing special, just something quick showing you how you can make a UFC poster, you know, using the same placement, inspired by that, with the lights, the crazy color, and that's just how you can do it. One more thing is we could add a new layer over here. We could grab a brush, soft round brush, super big, and we could do, like, let's say we do red, and we just zoom across like this, and then we do color, but then we drop that. I didn't mean to do color. What am I looking for? We could do like darken, and do that like that, and then we could do another one where it's like blue, and then we zoom across here, and then we set that to darken, or no, multiply and darken. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I don't know, that looks whack, so scratch that. That's how you do a UFC poster. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it, do all that. Tell Izzy to hire me, whatever. Enjoy the fights. Tell me who you think's gonna win, tell me who you think's gonna lose. Send me your picks, your parlays, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.